Alien Romulus. So, we have got to talk about Alien Romulus. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free reaction, you should be following me because I let y'all know immediately right out the theater how I be feeling about these movies, just to kind of get you, into it or whatnot. But Alien Romulus, this is going to be a new chapter in the Alien franchise. This takes place between Alien 1, the 1979 movie, and it's right before Alien 2 or Aliens. Okay. Um, so just in case if you were lost on where you should start watching or what's going on, that's where it takes place. So just a heads up now for anybody that's a little scary. I'm not gonna play the clips, but I do have some images. Again, I know some of y'all scary, so just heads up on some images. But let's kind of give you a little quick rundown on the Alien franchise. So, Alien Romulus, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. All right. So, in true fashion, this is where I have to give you guys the good, the bad, and the reason for everything here. So, let's start off with the good. I think that one of the better things that I absolutely enjoyed was the action. Oh my goodness. The action, it kicks into high gear. It does take a little while to get going, but once you get into the nonsense, once you get into the mix, it's off and running from there. And when I tell y'all, I particularly loved how much the atmosphere of suspense was created in this movie. It was fantastic. I'm not looking at hallways the same no more. These hallways have got me jacked up and messed up just because of what they did. And let me tell you something. The face huggers. Now, I've watched almost every single Alien movie, but this movie takes face huggers to a new level. I loved how we got to learn more about them. I loved how they were shown in a much more terrifying way. I liked how we got more information on how they function and stuff. But the face huggers, fantastic. So much more deadly than you ever could have imagined. And by the way, I really liked the world building that was going on here. I thought that they did a really, really good job of just kind of showing us another area, another side of the entire Alien franchise. Like usually it's this one little ship in space, and I mean, it's still that, but I like the fact that we got a little bit more and we learned some more things here about the motives and maybe the backstories behind, let's say, certain characters or certain entities in this franchise. So I did like that. We also got some well-placed callbacks to the old movies, and we also got a nice some surprise appearances. So I did like the fact that they left some treats there for people that are fans of the franchise. But we have got to talk about the actual Alien. Listen, they use practical effects and it was perfection. I love the practical effects and the cinematography that was used. We got all these unique camera angles to really showcase the aliens and to showcase the terror. I thought it was terrifying and disturbing, probably more so than ever before. And I absolutely love one thing that director Fede Alvarez did. This man did a wonderful job of using the sound to impact the terror and the suspense. So you'll have certain moments where something is going on, and let's say it has to do in space, boom, all sound cuts out because there is no sound in space. So like, you'll have like certain moments like that. Or let's say you're walking down a hallway and it's all quiet, then bam, volume turns up. Listen, that was excellent use of the sound mixing. And I thought they did a fantastic job with that. The unique camera angles, like I said, with the cinematography were really, really well done. Again, the corridors, the dark lighting, if you're not nervous or anxious throughout this whole movie, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, because when I tell you they had that one scene, and you'll know it when you see it, with the face huggers. Whoo, all that claustrophobic feeling and all the anxiety is there. The hallway scene is something fantastic. And let me tell you, there is a moment in this movie that felt like it was straight out of a video game, and I was here for it. It was perfectly shot. It definitely got the tension and action going. Loved every bit of it. One thing I will talk about though also is the acting. The acting was fine for the most part. Now I will say there were a couple things that kind of got on my nerves with some characters, but I did like that some characters were doing certain things that I would probably also do. But when it comes to the acting, I have to say that this probably has to go to my man right here. He plays Andy. This is actor David Jonsson. I love the fact that they gave him so much to do in this story. And his character has levels to it. There are different things that happen with his character. I thought that his portrayal was captivating. And there were times it was kind of hard to decide, should I be rooting for this dude? I mean, I'm a root for everybody black, but at the same time, should I be rooting for him? I don't know. But I will say that I definitely enjoyed his character for the most part. And it was very, very well done. So I did like what he had to offer. Now we got to talk about the bad. There were some things I did not like. I think one of them kind of goes back to the audio mixing again. I would say maybe during the first 30 minutes of the movie, it was kind of hard to make out what some of the people were actually saying. Like, and here's the thing, I was in a Dolby theater, right? So the Dolby theater, Dolby sound is crisp. You could hear a raindrop falling, like everything was cool, but my God, I could not hear. And I was asking other people just to make sure it wasn't just me. Other folks couldn't make it out either. At least the people I was with, like, it was like, what did they say? And then they had, of course, they have like these English accents on top of it. So it's like you got an accent, you got the volume maybe being too low, and it reminded me of what happened with Tenet. If you've seen Tenet in theaters, you know what I'm talking about. The sound was just terrible, and it kind of made me feel like it got a little frustrating because a lot of the exposition, you trying to figure out what spaceship is this and what happened with this colony and what's going on. A lot of that got lost. And I felt like I couldn't tell the difference between different places again, because I couldn't hear what they were saying or I couldn't make it out. Some of the background noise in the movie was overpowering what the characters were saying. I'm like, how are we supposed to hear what they're saying if you got a whole machine that's making noise? What are you doing? So anyway, I needed subtitles, and I thought that the subtitles would have been very helpful. But beyond that, and I'll put it as non-spoiler as I can. There is a disturbing character in the third act. This character probably was meant to evoke a lot of fear and uncomfortability. But oh my God, the appearance of this character was so unusual that I felt like I was too distracted to be scared. Like, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever seen something that's supposed to be scary, but you're like, wait, why you look like that? Wait, what is that growing out of? What's going on? I didn't even have time to be scared because this thing looks so weird. This character looks so weird. It was probably done on purpose, but I feel like it had an opposite effect because I was so distracted with whatever was going on with this character. So there was that. And I think the last thing was probably like the characters themselves, outside of the black character I mentioned earlier, they were kind of bland and they didn't really have a lot going on to make me care about them. Some of them I was rooting for them to just go. There were a couple I was like, you can die now. It's fine. Nah, just go right there to the face hugger. Go walk up right up to that face hugger. You can go. But anyway, now let me kind of give you guys the reason. So Alien Romulus I would say, is a chilling roller coaster ride full of thrills and terror in space. As I mentioned before, the director, Fede Alvarez, he understood the assignment and passed with flying colors. I think that he was successful in creating a true horror experience that pays homage to the earlier Alien films. And in my opinion, I would say that Alien Romulus could be a game changer, and it could probably breathe new life into this franchise. So I would, when it comes to the rating for Alien Romulus, I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. I definitely enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. I'm a fan of the franchise. I like Prometheus. I like Covenant. I like Alien. I like Aliens. Alien 3, we'll see, So, but I thought that this was probably one of the better movies in the franchise. If I had to rank them off the top of my head, I'd probably say Aliens is still number one. That's number two, right? The second movie. Aliens is probably still number one. And Romulus might be number two. It might be right there under the Aliens film. And then personally, I like Prometheus and then Covenant. That's my personal thing because I like the lore and mythos and stuff. But I would definitely recommend if you plan on watching Alien Romulus, I would recommend rewatching or watching for the first time the first Alien movie, 1979. I think that it will give you enough information and enough context for you to understand what's going on in this film. Now, I would also say that this is, if you had to compare this movie, this was like the Goonies meets the Aliens, right? Like that's pretty much all this movie is. But I would say that it is something worth watching in theaters. So you guys let me know. Have you already seen Alien Romulus? Do you plan on watching Alien Romulus? If and when you do, come on back to this video and let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss out the next time I drop a video. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.